And now, Mike's thoughts. Sometimes in this beautiful world, guys, things just do not go quite as you expect them to go. Things change from here or there. You get sick, you get better, you lose a loved one, you lose a little bit of this, you lose a little bit of that. And I was not going to speak about this because I don't know much about this topic, but Brett Favre has come out and said that he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. The only thing I know about Parkinson's disease is nothing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does, and I hope that I never get it because it sounds like it sucks. But there are people out there, guys. People like you, me, people across the street, your mom, dad, your neighbor, your coworkers, your boss, whatever, that are talking like a person, Brett Favre, deserved this. That he deserved to get Parkinson's disease because he stole money from, I believe it was, I don't really remember the whole lawsuit thing, but you never wish ill will on anybody. I don't care if they're your biggest enemy in the world. You never wish them Parkinson's disease. You never wish them on herpes or AIDS or cancer. You don't wish ill will on anybody. We live in the world together, guys. We live in America. We live in Canada, Europe. We have reaches as far as Australia, and we are here all in this world together. Let's lift each other up. Now, for every person that I've seen talking bad about Brett Favre and how he deserves his Parkinson's disease, I have blocked said platforms. There's a show that I used to watch religiously every day at 9 o'clock in the morning because, you know, they're just like me. They're on Facebook each and every day, just having fun. I block those people. I don't want to see it. Do not talk bad about it. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. We're all better than that. Please, guys, refrain from doing that. But cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckhouse with the Man Hour Show to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page, or check out the blog section as well. But most importantly, become a subscriber today. There's a link down in the description below. Become a subscriber. $4.99 a month gets you free entry into all of our pick'ems and all of our contests. Free entry into that. You get some free merch. You get the game streamed to you for free over on our Discord. You get a lot of free stuff, and you get some free time with me. We like to jump on live every now and then and shoot some shit. Just a member-only stream there. Member-only stream. But become a subscriber down below, guys. But if you don't want to do that, like the stream or hate the stream, whatever, interact with it, comment down below. I see all the comments, just like my girl over here. Laura says, good afternoon. Good afternoon today, Laura. Hope you're having a grand old day. Laura, I'm assuming you're in Minnesota, so you're not being affected by this hurricane. But I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and they have legit canceled school tomorrow and moved all their football games to tonight because of the pending hurricane. How is a hurricane that's going to hit Florida at like 10 o'clock tonight affecting us for tomorrow? I gotta know, but it is what it is. But guys, if you are in the path of this hurricane, get out there and be safe. So be safe. Take your precautions, shelter, etc. I don't know what you do in a hurricane besides leave town if you can. But it is what it is. Jim says Michael J. Fox is the what kind of made Parkinson's famous. And I was while I was ranting about that and talking about that, I was trying to remember the name, and I thought it was Michael J. Fox, but at the same time, I want to say Charlie Sheen as well. But yeah, I remember Michael J. Fox from Spin City. It was a family comedy show, I guess, from what, late 90s? Is that when Spin City was on? But other than that, I don't know what Michael J. Fox was on. But yeah, Parkinson's disease was when definitely took Michael J.'s Fox life for a turn there. And Laura says it is sad to hear about Favre. Yeah, I mean, anybody that gets diagnosed with anything like it sucks, right? Because me personally, I've had kids, not like my kids, but I've known kids that have had a disease their whole life, right? And they're okay with it because they don't know any other way, right? But when you're 50, 60 years old and then you get diagnosed with something like Parkinson's or cancer, it's life-changing because you lived your life completely opposite. Now you're doing the other way. It's just, like either way, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. And I didn't mean to wish herpes on anybody, but Jim says it's really not that bad to wish herpes on like anybody. True. And Tom Stanley's in the chat. Looks like he is a milestone follower. So last month, my goal was to reach over 2.5 million people, and we reached that goal. And Tom Stanley was one of those people that we reached, and he says, crap for what? We haven't even acid a factor crap yet, Tom, but we got factor crap coming up here, guys, at the top of the hour. So stay tuned. We are going to talk about the Washington Commanders. We're talking about the LA Chargers, and we're talking about Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is on Factor Crap coming up today here, guys, on Thursday edition of Man Hour NFL Talk. We are live every Monday through Friday at 2:30 East Coast time. And Laura says, I'm from Minnesota, but I'm actually in Oklahoma. Listen, Laura, I love Oklahoma. I'm personally from Kansas, and we went down to Oklahoma a lot to play some paintball. Oklahoma City, we went down there a lot to play in Brick City Open, and I absolutely love the town of Oklahoma City. I love the white brick everywhere, and the limestone is just, it's awesome. I love me some Oklahoma. Love me some Oklahoma. Michael Burlew's in the chat, 3-year anniversary follower for Michael Burlew. We actually had Michael Burlew on talking about his Commanders, back in July? Mike, we're going to be talking about your Commanders here in about 30 minutes here, man. So stay tuned. But Michael J. Fox, he remembers him from Teen Wolf. Back to the Future are some of his famous movies. Family Ties back in the 80s, and he was later in Spin City when he got diagnosed. So I'm not good with actors' names at all. I just want to put that out there. But Michael Burlew of the Verbal Shenanigans podcast, he definitely is very well-versed in that realm. Him and Wayne G know actors like boom, like that. And I wish I had that. Laura says, I've had type 1 diabetes, and I wish that on no one. So, Laura, first of all, that sucks. Like, I don't know anybody with diabetes, but I mean, like, personally, but I've seen them in passing and how they're consistently taking their sugar and like all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. But on the bright side, at least you've had it your whole life, right? It's not like you turn 50 and then boom, diabetes. You got to change your whole lifestyle. But it is what it is. James Shameless in the chat as well. Michael J. Fox will always be from Family Ties and Marty McFly from Back in the Future. Man, y'all dating yourself. I'm just gonna put that out there. Y'all dating yourself right there. Michael Burlew is 30 minutes from Atlanta. Tons of rain coming out and major wind area. So Michael Burlew, obviously being in the Atlanta area, be safe. Obviously you were probably weather aware about the tornadoes coming through, yada, yada, yada. But I suggest you guys listen to Ryan Hall, y'all, YouTube channel. If you guys are ever interested in like weather and the tornadoes and hurricanes and like all that stuff, he actually does live streams every time we get like a 10% hatch rich of tornadoes in like an area or like a hurricane. Very, very good knowledge. So Ryan Hall, y'all, if you guys, after this live stream, go over there and check them out. They're live streaming their hurricane over there. And yeah, it was about July when Michael Burlew was on talking about his Commanders. But we are going to be talking about the Commanders here, guys, about 20, 30 minutes or so. But we got to talk about this Thursday night game. We got to talk about this Thursday night game versus the Dallas Cowboys when they travel to, or they should already be there in New Jersey, taking on the New York Football Giants tonight. Many people have kind of deemed this game as a must-win situation for the Dallas Cowboys. Like, hey, they have to win to even have a shot to make the playoffs. They could be 1-9. They could be a losing team, yada, yada, yada. And so we got to ask the question, title segment of today's show, guys, are the Dallas Cowboys in a must-win situation this Thursday night versus the New York Football Giants? Guys, obviously, right now, the Dallas Cowboys are kind of a train wreck of a team. Yes, they beat the Browns week 1, and they looked decent on the surface, right? CeeDee Lamb signed a nice big contract, like hours before the game. Dak Prescott got his da-da-da bills, y'all. Everything was all hunky-dory. But if you really sit down and watch that game versus the Cleveland Browns, the Dallas Cowboys were not very good. I'm just going to put it out there. They were not very good versus the Cleveland Browns that game. Now, I'm not saying the Browns are anything to flash your eyes about, but when you don't look good against a bad team like the Cleveland Browns are right now, week 1, something was starting to brew, right? Week 2, obviously, they got shellacked. I mean, shellacked versus the New Orleans Saints. 44-19. I think Alvin Kamara, he just ran another touchdown untouched. And then, of course, last Sunday, they did lose to the Baltimore Ravens 28-25. They were actually down 28-6 with 8 minutes left to go in the game. The Dallas Cowboys got an onside kick, couple touchdowns, bada bing, bada boom, but they were chasing points, decided not to kick PATs. It is what it is, but they ultimately end up losing that game as well. So they're 1-2 on the season. But there is more than just this 1-2 record of the Dallas Cowboys right now. There is more to them of just like, we're playing bad football. We can right the ship. We can get into some easier games and look a little bit better. But the problem is, guys, the Dallas Cowboys are just not playing bad. They're just not looking bad. The Dallas Cowboys have a lot of problems underneath the surface right now. There's a lack of chemistry. There's a lot of pouting on the sideline. We talked about this yesterday about CeeDee Lamb being a little crybaby. Let's just be honest. He's being a little bitch. Micah Parsons, crybaby. The Dallas Cowboys can't stop the run. They can't run the ball. There's a lot of things going on in Dallas right now. On the bright side, they do play the New York Football Giants. Now, the Giants are 1-2 as well. Should be 2-1 if they had its kicker versus the Commanders. We'll digress from that because we'll talk about the Commanders here coming up here on Factor Crap very, very shortly. But the simple fact of the matter is, guys, this is a must-win for the Dallas Cowboys 100%. This is a must-win for the Dallas Cowboys 100%. Not because of the record, not because of the team that they're playing tonight, not because of the chemistry and running back issues and yada, yada, yada. It's the simple fact that if they lose 3 in a row, they could potentially not see their next win until late November. That is how slippery of a slope the Dallas Cowboys are on right now. They play the New York Football Giants tonight. The Dallas Cowboys cannot stop the run. Don't be sleeping on Singletary. He's a really good running back. He's a decent running back. He's going to get his touches, especially since we know that the Dallas Cowboys cannot stop the run. He's going to get his touches. Then they play the Steelers, run the ball, play the Lions, a pretty well balanced team. 49ers CMC should hopefully be back at that particular point. They're going to run the ball. Falcons going to run the ball. Eagles are going to run the ball. Guys, it could be a long, long season for the Dallas Cowboys if they do not win this game. This is 100% must win. That is the question for you guys to answer down there in the poll question down below. Is this a must win for the Dallas Cowboys? I'm going to say yes. And I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to win this game. I really do. Dak Prescott normally plays well versus the New York Football Giants. Dak Prescott is 12-0 versus the New York Football Giants. The Dallas Cowboys have won 12 of the last 13 games versus the New York Football Giants. In the last 3 years, the Dallas Cowboys are actually 6-0 on Thursday night football games. Everything is adding up for the Dallas Cowboys to come out there and have a good game, a good, decent game. Now, just because I think they win, that does not make everything hunky-dory. If the Dallas Cowboys just squeak out of their 18-15, 14-10, that type of score, there's going to be a lot more questions than answers. I'm not saying the New York Football Giants are a bad team. I think they're actually kind of better than like a lot of people think they are. I think they're kind of going to shock some people, kind of sneak up on some people. But if the Dallas Cowboys do not come out there and dominate tonight, if they don't come out there and dominate tonight, the New York Football Giants from quarter one till fourth quarter, there's going to be some heads rolling. There's going to be some heads rolling in Dallas. Whether it's a head coach firing, whether it's an offensive coordinator firing, whether it's a defensive coordinator firing, they are going to see some heads roll. They're going to see some head roll because the Dallas Cowboys are on that slippery slope. They are a playoff caliber team. They are a Super Bowl caliber team. But if they do not win tonight, they could potentially lose the next 5 to 6 games in a row. On the bright side, the Dallas Cowboys do have a bye week coming up early as well. So since they play Thursday night tonight, they got that micro bye week. They got 10 days off. So if they were going to make a coaching change, tonight would be the night that they do it. Friday morning, if the Dallas Cowboys lose or play bad, look for some coach to be fired. Whether it's Mike McCarthy, whether it's Zimmer, whether it's the offensive coordinator, whoever it is, somebody's going to get fired. And we might see old John Fossil become intern head coach if Mike McCarthy gets fired. So, guys, that is the question. Are the Dallas Cowboys in a must-win situation? And James comes out with the fire. He says the Cowboys are going to wreck the Giants tonight. James says they're not even going to win. He's going to come out and they're going to wreck this team. They are going to go up and down, say bad baby, bad baby, bad baby all night long. I like it. I like it. I like it. Laura says absolutely they win, but they won't. She says it's a must win, but they won't. Wow. That sucks. That sucks. James Frank says Neighbors going to have another game. Listen, Neighbors is balling out. With my coaches, I have a coach. His name is Jeter, and he is a Commanders fan. And he's like, probably back in like mid-August, he's like, Jaden Daniels is going to win the Rookie of the Year. He is going to win it. He's going to win it. He is going to win it. And right now, Jaden Daniels is playing some good football. We're going to talk about the Commanders coming up here very, very shortly. But Malik Neighbors right now, he has got to be running away with that Rookie of the Year award. This man has been balling week after week after week, and he just keeps getting better. But James says, hold it. The streak ends tonight. Dak might be 12-0. The Cowboys may have won 12 of the last 13 versus New York Football Giants. They might be 6-0 on Thursday Night Football the last couple years, but the streak ends tonight, says James. James says the Giants are going to get the dub. Michael Burlew says smart play for the Giants would be RPOs with Jones establishing his run to set up the one-on-ones. Listen, this is how you beat the Dallas Cowboys, Mike. This is how you beat the Dallas Cowboys. You run at Micah Parsons. It doesn't have to be RPO. It doesn't have to be zone play. It doesn't have to be sweep. I want a power run. I want a 56 power run at Micah Parsons. Oh, he's on the 5-hole? Give me a 55 power run. Power at Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons doesn't want to hit. Micah Parsons doesn't want to tackle. He just wants to pin back the ears and go chase the quarterback. How the Giants can win this game tonight is, first of all, score first. They score first, and then they run at Micah Parsons. Run at him, and oh, by the way, run at him again. But RPOs would be nice too, but they don't have to. They don't have to. James says, I was just fixing to say McCarthy would be the first head coach to fall and be replaced by Belichick. So this is the problem. Many people have linked Bill Belichick to the Baltimore Ravens, the Dallas Cowboys, the Atlanta Falcons. Where was the other place he was linked to? The Carolina. He didn't get any of those jobs this off season. What makes you think, James, week 5, coming off of a long work week, 10 days off, that Bill Belichick can really come in there and put in the Belichick way? There's a reason why Bill Belichick did not get hired this offseason. Maybe the what's the word I'm looking for? The Bill Belichick way has kind of worn off on people. Maybe it's no longer the way, right? I mean, coaches have to evolve just like players have to evolve, just like referees have to evolve, just like the rules evolve, right? If you're not consistently changing, you are falling back. Just that is why people caught up with Matt LaFleur, or not Matt LaFleur's offense, the Rams offense. What is his name? The Rams coach, Sean McVay. Was it 2019, 2018? The Rams had the highest flying offense in the NFL. Them and the Chiefs, right? And then the next year, everybody caught up because he didn't evolve. He didn't continue to be great. Now they're just an average offensive team. And also, Bill Belichick just wants too much power. He wants to be the GM and the coach and the owner and the quarterback. Like, Bill Belichick wants everything plus your dog. I don't think Bill Belichick will become a Dallas Cowboys coach this season, or if ever. If Mike McCarthy does get fired, look at special teams coordinator, I think it's Jim Fossil, or Mike Zimmer. There's a reason why Mike Zimmer was brought in over other defensive candidates. It's a potential head coaching change. Mike Zimmer does have some fairly good history in Minnesota. Granted, they never won the big game. Granted, they got beat by the New York Football Giants in the playoffs game by Daniel Jones. But we digress. But if Mike McCarthy does get fired, it's going to be a hire from within. Mike Zimmer or Jim Fossil. That's who I think. Burlew says Cowboys lose a night. You can I don't know what that word is. Debatey? I don't know. Be waiting for Dallas next win, the next rematch of the Giants on Thanksgiving. That said, I feel that the Cowboys have slightly more talent to get it this one tonight. So Michael says the Cowboys lose a night, but then the Cowboys have slightly more talent to get this one tonight. Kind of contradicting yourself, and I don't know what that big word is. Don't use big words around here, Michael. James says, and if the Cowboys lose, to my last comment, meaning from Bill Belichick. Okay. Aaron Ringler's in the chat, says Cowboys will probably shit the bed again tonight. No, they won't. Not against the Giants. Not against the Giants. They will not shit the bed versus the Giants. Dak is 12-0, 6-0 last Thursday night games, 12 of the last 13 versus the New York Giants. I know all streaks come to an end, but it's not happening tonight. There's way too much pressure on the Dallas Cowboys to play bad tonight. James says, does Bill Belichick even want to coach? That's a great question. The man's 70 years old, dating a 26-year-old, living his best life. He's on the Manning cast. I think he's on NFL Live, isn't he, too, or something like that? He's living a good life, nice, easy life. I took a year off coaching, and honestly, it was the best year of my life. But the next year, I'm like, I kind of got that itch. Right? Jerry Jones has already committed to McCarthy, and that's the only place he wants to go. So, James, are you saying that Mike McCarthy is the fall guy for this season? Are you saying that Jerry Jones is not going to make a coaching change, so when this offseason comes and they fire them, like, look, this is why we lost, because Mike McCarthy was such a bad coach, yada, yada, yada. And Laura says Zimmer's not their guy, though. But then why bring him as a defensive coordinator? I don't know. And James says Bill Belichick does want to coach. He wants to take the all-time win record from Don Shula. Even think about that. What he's probably pretty close, isn't he? He's got to be pretty close. I don't know. It is what it is. But guys, it is Thursday. And here on this beautiful Thursday edition of Man Hour NFL Talk, every Monday through Friday, 2:30 East Coast time, we do a little bit of fact with a little bit of crap. I've been scouring the old interwebs. I've been talking some shit. I've been talking to some people, talking to my friends, my daddy. And I want to determine if something is a fact or a crap. But first, before we get too carried away, let's go over to our Facebook channel page. So over here on Facebook Messenger, we now have a channel. I can tell you guys what's coming on the show. We can do some polls, whatever, yada, yada, yada. If you guys like it, let me know. Like, if not, it is what it is. I'm trying something new. But I put a poll out there. It says, who do you got tonight? The New York Football Giants or the Dallas Cowboys? So far, 83 votes, and about 60% of you guys saying the New York Giants are going to win tonight. It's 31-18. So 31 votes for the New York Giants and 18 for the Dallas Cowboys. So you guys thinking that the New York Giants are going to win tonight. So in the comments below, let me know who you guys are going to think is going to win. I think it's the Dallas Cowboys. I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys. I think it's about 14 plus points. I think it's going to be a blowout, to be honest. But it is Fact or Crap Thursday here. We're going to make a little bit of fact and determine if it is a fact or if it's a crap. I'm going to put out a statement and determine if it's a fact or a crap. And let's talk about those beautiful Washington Commanders. Let's talk about those Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders that are right now sitting in first place in the NFC East, sitting at 2-1. They have wins over the Browns and the New York Football Giants, respectively. They are also the only team to go back-to-back weeks to score on every drive and not punt and not have a turnover, excluding kneel downs, right? Last week they did beat the Bengals 38-33. The previous week they beat the New York Football Giants 21-18 with 7 field goals in that particular game. And then week 1 they lost to the mighty Tampa Bay Buccaneers 37-20. So when we look at the Commanders, we have to think 2-1. Wins over the Bengals, wins over the Giants, competed with the Buccaneers, rookie quarterback, new head coach, new GM. Are they the real deal? So guys, fact or crap, the Minnesota Vikings are the real deal and now the front runners in the NFC East. Right now, the NFC East, guys, is kind of wide open. We have the Dallas Cowboys that are struggling. We have the New York Football Giants that are the Giants right now. We don't really know who they are, right? And then we have the Eagles. Eagles saved their season last week, but moving forward, they still got a tough little match. Plus, they got a lot of injuries to overcome. So really, it's kind of the NFC least right now. Flashback to 2019, I think, when everybody had a losing record that particular season. But are the Washington Commanders the real deal? Fact or crap? And I have to say crap. I have to say crap because I think they peaked a little too early, right? Yes, Jaden Daniels is playing great. Yes, that offense is looking pretty good. Yes, they have not punted or had a turnover in 2 straight games. They are doing great things. But they haven't had to face any adversity yet. Jaden Daniels really hasn't had that really gut-punching loss and have to bounce back the following week, right? Don't get it twisted. I think they're a solid team. I still think they're a 7-8 win team. But to be say they're the front runners of the NFC East, no, that has got to be crap. That has to be crap because just because they beat the New York Football Giants 21-18, if the Giants would have had a kicker in that game, the Giants would have won that game. Let's just be honest. The Giants should be 2-1, and the Commanders should be 1-2. If the Giants had a kicker, we'd be seeing a totally different tune. It would probably be, are the Giants the real deal? Which that would be a crap too. No, the Giants still suck. But the fact of the matter is that the offense is going to start to slow down. The rest of the league is going to see film on Jaden Daniels, and they're going to learn how to control him, how to stop him, right? Now, will he be able to come back that? make adjustments, make his game a little bit better? Potentially. But their coach, Dan Campbell, not Dan Campbell, Quinn. Dan Quinn. Their coach, Dan Quinn, has a history of having a puckered butthole when times get tough. Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl gave that comeback up to 28-3, right? To the New England Patriots. Last season, when he was the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, for the Green Bay Packers, totally changed his whole defensive game plan is because his butthole puckered up. He's scared. Big time Dan Quinn is like Kirk Cousins in primetime, non-existent. The Commanders have been kind of flying under the radar. But now that we're talking about them, things are going to start to get puckered up. You're going to start seeing that butthole go boop, 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 boop. Oop, I shit myself again. Now we're sucky again. The bright side for the Commanders is they do have a pretty tough schedule. And the downside for the Commanders, they do have a pretty tough schedule moving forward. They travel to Arizona this week. They play the Browns. They're at the Ravens, and then play the Panthers, Bears, and Giants. A tough little stretch there, to be honest. But I think it is crap. I do not think the Commanders are the real deal. So, guys, fact or crap? Are the Commanders the real deal? Fact or crap? James says no, they ain't beating the Browns. They ain't beating the Bengals. But they talk about the Commanders. I'm not for sure. James says they're about to play the Browns. I think the Commanders are about it. I think they'll battle it out with the Eagles. James says, I don't think we'll beat the Browns in 2 weeks. He says, so basically, James says the Browns are going to beat the Commanders in 2 weeks, but therefore the Commanders and the Eagles are going to battle out for first place. So, James, you're saying fact, right? You are saying fact that the Commanders are the real deal. If they're going to be battling with the Eagles for first place, which I'm trying to read between the lines there of like what you're saying, you are saying fact that the Commanders are the real deal. They'll lose to the Browns in 2 weeks. The Browns are like all your team. I get it. But you saying they're the real deal. I mean, that like. Am I wrong on that or no? Burlew says the offense is the real deal. Defense determines their future. D-line and secondary are not producing. This is 100% correct. Like I said, in the Giants game, they went down into the red zone 7 times and kicked 7 field goals, right? Did not score a touchdown, kicked 7 field goals. In the Bengals game, they could not be stopped. The offense could not be stopped. But they also was it 38 to they had like a 2 or 3 score lead on the Bengals going into the fourth quarter, and they only won 38-33. So the defense definitely is the weak point of that team. And unfortunately, that kind of sucks because you need a good defense to compete in the playoffs. So, Burlew, fact or crap, are they the real deal? He says the offense is the real deal, but the defense determines the future. D-line and secondary are not producing. So, fact or crap? Fact or crap? Laura says, I'm saying fact, just to be different. She says, you know what? Y'all can say crap. She's like, Buck, I love you, but you're wrong. I'm just going to say fact just because I'm a woman. No, just to poke the bear, she's going to say fact. But listen, if the Commanders can beat the Browns, I'm not saying the Browns are a good team right now, James. I think the Browns are playing some bad football, maybe one of the worst teams in the NFL right now, along with the Ravens and Panthers and Bears. But if they can beat the Cardinals, Browns, Ravens, Panthers, Bears in consecutive weeks, that gives them a 7-1 record going into divisional game versus the Giants and the Eagles and the Cowboys of 3 of the next 4 weeks. Very good spot to be in. Let's say they win 4 in a row. Giants, Bengals, Cardinals, and Browns. Let's say they win 4 in a row. The tune might be different. We might have to revisit this once October hits, guys. We might have to revisit this. James says, LMAO, pucker butthole. That is my go-to line. Puckered butthole. Burlew says, have you seen how they looked without Eckler as well? I have not. I like the 1-2 running back punch that they have there in Washington. I like Eckler and I like Robinson Jr. as well. I like the 1-2 punch that they got going on. Hopefully, Austin Eckler does come back eventually. I know he's what did he hurt? Was it his ankle or something? I can't remember exactly what he hurt, but he's supposed to be out for this week, along with Jamison Crowder as well. So we'll see how the injuries start to add up with them moving forward. James says, facts. Yes, sir. James says, nah, our O-line is straight trash. That needs fixed, as in the Chicago or as the Cleveland Browns. And Austin Eckler actually has a concussion. It's not his ankle. My bad. Who was I thinking that had a ankle injury? I'm looking through the injury report here. Nope, must have been another team. Maybe I'm thinking the Cam Akers. That's who I'm thinking of for the Texans. Laura says, if you ever pay attention to my picks, you'll see mostly I pick the not so much favored team. That's why I'm a Vikings fan. Laura, I actually do see all the picks. I'm actually looking at the Week 4 NFL Pick'em right now, guys. If you want a chance to win an NFL jersey, click on the link below. There's the NFL Pick'em. $1 entry gets you entry into winning an NFL jersey of your choice. So if Burlew wins and he wants a Jalen Daniels jersey or Jaden Daniels jersey, bada bing, bada boom, I'll get you a Jaden Daniels jersey. But guys, factor crap. Are the Washington Commanders the real deal? I have to say crap. Have to say crap on my end. Next up, the LA Chargers and Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis this preseason. Did I say that correctly? Did I nail that the first time? Hell yeah. Pat on the back, but he was basically diagnosed with plantar fasciitis earlier this preseason and missed most of the preseason, if not all the preseason, trying to heal back from that. This last weekend, when the Chargers were playing, he got sacked and he re-aggravated that plantar fasciitis, and he actually missed the rest of the game and the loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers 22-10. Easton Stick came in and actually finished the game. So, guys, with that being said, factor crap, should the LA Chargers shut down Justin Herbert until after the bye week? So the bye week for the LA Chargers, guys, is week 5. This week, they're at home playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, right off the bat, I know people are going to say, oh, you're a homer. You just don't want Justin Herbert to play against the Kansas City Chiefs. No, I don't really care one way or the other, because I think the Chiefs are going to win that game, hands down. But for longevity of the Los Angeles Chargers season and Justin Herbert's season, you need to give this guy 100%. Justin Herbert at 100% is a good quarterback. Top 12 quarterback, 13 quarterback in the NFL. He beat the Raiders. They beat the Panthers, but when he missed the game, the offense looked lost at best, and they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers 22-10. So if you sit him down this week saying, hey, it's Thursday, you're not going to play Sunday, and then they got a bye week the next week, that's 2 full weeks off to really heal that foot. Because after that bye week, they kind of got an easier stretch as well. They play the Broncos. They played the Cardinals, all both on the road, but then they play the Saints, Browns, Texans, and Bengals and Ravens in consecutive weeks. So factor crap to the Chargers shut down Justin Herbert till after the bye week. I'm going to have to say fact, because you got a long season ahead of you. First 2 weeks, I was kind of impressed with the Chargers. I'm like, hey, maybe they're not as bad as I thought they were. Maybe the hardball effect is a real thing. Maybe this young receiver core can really do some work. And if you have a hobbled Justin Herbert through the Chiefs, you're going to lose this game. You already have Darwin James out for a head-to-head hit, a repeated head-to-head hit for this week. So your defense is already going to go take a step back, right? The Chiefs defense is bound to get on track at some point and really bring that pressure. Guys, it is a fact. You need to protect your franchise guy. You have to think long-term. Yes, losing the Kansas City Chiefs suck, but then you got a bye week, and then you got a long 12, 13 games in a row after that. You need Justin Herbert 100%. I think this is a fact. I think the Chargers should shut down Justin Herbert till after the bye week. And Laura says that is a fact. That is a fact. Burlew says Heineke came in after Herbert went out. Sit Herbert. It's a marathon, not a Super Bowl bound with Stick or Heineke. Yes. You are not getting to the Super Bowl with Easton Stick. You are not getting to the Super Bowl with Taylor Heineke. You just are not. I agree with you, Burlew. Sit him out. Let him rest. One loss is not going to kill you. 2-2 going into week 5 is not terrible. You're still better than the Bengals. You're still better than the Ravens. You're still better than the Jaguars. You're still better than the Titans. Still better than the Broncos. Still better than the Raiders. But yeah, it's got to be a fact. It's got to be a fact. Burlew also says they're not going to say the real right now, but they coming. They coming as in the Commanders. But guys, factor crap. Should the Chargers sit Justin Herbert moving forward? Should have moving forward. The last factor crap of the day. Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence became one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL this offseason. Actually was the highest paid quarterback for about a week. And then other people got paid, like Dak Prescott. But Trevor Lawrence, guys, has not won a game since last Thanksgiving. Trevor Lawrence has lost 8 games in a row. Trevor Lawrence has been deemed one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the NFL. Overpaid and overrated. So, guys, fact or crap, should the Jacksonville Jaguars sit Trevor Lawrence for the rest of the season? As you guys know, this offseason, the Jacksonville Jaguars did make a trade, and they acquired Mac Jones from the New England Patriots. Mac Jones, I thought, was going to come in and kind of compete potentially for that starting position. But that was quickly debunked when Trevor Lawrence signed that magic mega deal and got those dollar bills. Yo! With that being said, Trevor Lawrence has been really underperforming a lot this season. Now, many people are saying, oh, it's a team sport. One person doesn't determine the team, yada, yada, yada. But when that one person takes 50% of your salary cap each and every year and is only completing 52% of his passes and only has 2 touchdowns to 1 interception and been sacked 11 times, yeah, it is kind of your deal. Now, when you see 11 sacks, you're like, oh, the offensive line sucks. No, Trevor Lawrence is hanging on the ball for a very, very long time. When he does get sacked, his average hang on to the ball time is 6.7 seconds, which is top 5 in the NFL. The only person, or the only people above him is Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, and then Kyler Murray, which is odd. But he's hanging on to the ball for a long time when getting sacked. So, on the surface, I want to say fact. As a coach in my head, I see a player that's not performing, maybe just needs a mental break, needs something, shake it up. Yes, fact. Time for a change. Mac Jones get in for a game or 2. But the owner in me, business owner, indoor football team owner, man-hour CEO, whatever, if I'm spending $270 million on a guy, damn it, he's going to perform one way or the other. So, if I'm the coach, fact or crap, is it time for a change? Yes, it is a fact. It is time for a change. 8 straight losses. It's almost been a full year since the Trevor Lawrence has had a victory underneath his name. But the owner in me says, nah, I'm paying you way too much money, my guy. You are going to be out there 100%. So I'm going to waffle around the answer and say fact and crap. I can't be like, why? Guys, this is a fact. Trevor Lawrence needs to be benched. There needs to be a change in Jacksonville. Whether it's coaching, sorry, Doug. Whether it's Mac Jones, whether it's Travis Etienne getting out of town, something's got to change. And the easiest change that the Jacksonville Jaguars can make right now is benching Trevor Lawrence, putting in Mac Jones. Instant spark. It happened in Carolina. It could happen in Jacksonville. But right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars are definitely the worst team in the NFL. So, guys, factor crap. Is it time for a change in Jacksonville? Does Trevor Lawrence need to be benched? Laura says, fact. James says, I'll take sunshine from Remember the Titans. Trevor Lawrence for Watson. So James is proposing a trade. Jacksonville Jaguars owner, his name's Khan, right? With that little porn-looking mustache. Cleveland Brown ownership is calling you. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, what do you guys think? We'll give you Deshaun Watson. We already paid his guaranteed money. You guys eat Trevor Lawrence's contract. We'll make an even trade. You guys got some nice little change of scenery for Deshaun Watson. Nice little change scenery for Trevor Lawrence. It could help both of our teams. Sometimes that's all a player needs is a little bit of change of scenery. Whether it's, to get that hunger back, to perform, to be great, whether it's coaching, whether it's just the sunshine and versus the snow. If I am the Jacksonville Jaguars and or the Cleveland Browns right now, and that trade is proposed to me, why not take it? Why not take a Deshaun Watson for Trevor Lawrence straight up across the board? Even trade. It can't hurt you. The Browns look terrible right now. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 0-3 right now. It can't hurt. Why not? Make it happen. Guys, spam Twitter with it. Make it happen. Watson for Lawrence. Watson for Lawrence. Watson for Lawrence. Make it happen. James, you're on to something, my guy. Burlew says, do not sit now. When they play the 2 in London, you can determine then. And honestly, that has been the only saving grace for the Jacksonville Jaguars the last 5 seasons is playing in London. Every time they go overseas, they get a nice little winning streak, right? They usually win the week before, and then they win the 2 over in London, then they come back and they get a bye week, and then they win again. That's the only thing that might save Trevor Lawrence is playing in London, to be honest. Laura says he's not playing through, he's not paying at his pay level. Sit him down and make him think about it for the next few weeks. Laura says he's not performing at his pay level. Sit him down, let him collect his thoughts, and then maybe, just maybe, he'll let you play it again. This is the problem with guaranteed contracts. Trevor Lawrence has, yes, he is 1-1 in the playoffs, but hasn't won since 2020, right? Hasn't even sniffed the playoffs since then. He got paid, what, $270 million this offseason? $240 million of it guaranteed. I don't think Trevor Lawrence cares if you bench him, to be honest. Let's just be honest. I don't think he cares. Oh, you're going to bench me? I get to save my body and prolong my NFL career maybe an extra year because I got a couple weeks off. Here, let me wipe my tears with my $100 bills. I don't know. But that's just the naysayer in me, but the competitor in me, yeah, that could be it. James thinks they're going to move the Jags to London. No, they're not. If they want a NFL outcry, first of all, I already hate the international games. What, they start week 6, right? Yes, football at 9 o'clock in the morning is great. It is awesome. Why we get football till 9 a.m. till 11 o'clock at night. Awesome. But besides that, the international games are shit. They're stupid. Absolutely stupid. I hate international games. It was last season. Arthur Brown and myself. Arthur Brown's a Miami Dolphins fan. I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. The schedule came out. We saw Dolphins versus Chiefs. We're like, hell yeah, brother, let's go check it out. Because Arthur lives here in Kentucky too. We're like, hey, man, we can road trip to Kansas City. We can road trip to Miami. It doesn't matter. It's about the same distance either way. Let's go have some fun. Then like a month later, they're like, oh, they're playing in Germany. We're like, what? What? Ain't that some shit? Like, we were hyped. We were going to go hang out. We were going to go talk shit. We're going to wear our jerseys. We had a nice little jersey bet happening. And then they play in Germany. We're like, well, that sucks. Overseas games suck, guys. They suck.